Here at the edge of this lagoon, looking out at the water, I can't help but wonder, what creatures are out in nature today? The lagoon is a shallow body of water, separated from the ocean. It extends inland. Alright, okay, I'm going to be walking down the edge of the water and see what we can find. My first find was this striped shore crab. These are small crabs that will spend most of their time on land. This one has green stripes. They eat whatever they can find for a meal. They're native to the North American Pacific coast, as well as having a related population in Korea and Japan. There's something over here. Next I found what appears to be a European green crab. They first appeared in the western United States in 1989. These guys are an invasive species, originally from Western Europe and Africa. These little suckers must have hitched a ride in the ballast water of cargo ships and boats. They're very adaptable and very invasive, and compete for food with the native wildlife, like Dungeness crabs. Despite the somewhat misleading name, they can vary in color and aren't only green. One thing to know here is they're an edible crab. They can be used for soups, sauces, and can be sautéed. This little beauty over here is a western marsh rosemary. This is hands down one of my absolute favorite coastal plants. I think it looks impressive. It's gumweed, specifically Oregon gumweed. It's a member of the sunflower plant family, Asteraceae. Here we have pickleweed. It's adapted to saltwater environments. It removes the salt through specialized vacuoles. The orange threads here are actually not part of the pickleweed plant. This is a parasitic plant known as a salt marsh dodder. It grows in the tidal wetlands of California. It wraps itself around the wetland vegetation and sucks some of the life out of them. Pickleweed is edible. It can be used for salads. And I've never tried it, but supposedly it tastes salty and tangy, and has a crunchy and crisp texture like a pickle. My only concern with eating it is it might accumulate heavy metals. What do we have here? This skull is certainly a deer, specifically a California mule deer. Not sure how it met its maker, but nice antlers though. There's a lot of these deer near the coast. At this point during the exploration, I started hearing a squeaking noise coming from the salt grass. Tracking down the source of the sound, I was shocked to find this baby rodent. It's likely a California vole. I mean, it was just strangely out in the open in the middle of the grass. I don't know where its parent is. It could also be a baby dusky-footed wood rat, but I don't see a pile of wood anywhere nearby. Voles are usually active in the evening and night. They spend most of their time below ground in burrows. Of course, when they grow up, they get fur, but this baby is basically completely hairless. While voles mostly eat plant roots, they also eat seeds, nuts, berries, and insects. They are preyed on by owls, coyotes, hawks, weasels, skunks, snakes, and cats. I briefly considered it might be a baby river otter, but it looks more like a rodent to me. I've disturbed the poor fellow enough. So much salt grass in this place. It forms a nice cushy layer over everything. It's a perennial grass, which means it doesn't die at the end of the season and lives on to see another day. Oh, there's a great egret over here. It might be surveying for some fish or some other type of meal. And swaying in front of this bird is some panicled rush, another perennial plant with rhizomes. This one's in the sedge family. Damn, what a beautiful day out here. I lifted up a giant log and was surprised to find this leathery thing, which definitely appears to be an empty shark egg case, or possibly a ray. Wow. Not sure how it got so far on shore and underneath a log. Here we have some more gumweed. Gumweed is anchored to the ground with deep roots. The yellow flowers are surrounded by several layers of pointed bracts that are recurved, giving them that spiny ball look. Would be a frightening design for a medieval weapon. The buds are covered with this white gummy stuff. It looks like sticky glue, but it's actually more like a solid, thick, rubber-like gum. This slightly tacky, gummy white substance functions as a deterrent to animal and insect predation. Gumweed is toxic to us and livestock, especially in selenium-rich soils. Oh, a flame skimmer dragonfly. What a great name for this creature. And it's gone. Here on the edge of the water we have an alga. All right, everyone, give a warm welcome to broadleaf sea lettuce. This one is actually edible and has a beautiful green color and is currently making a snack out of sunlight and CO2 using photosynthesis. What's under here? Lifting up this piece of driftwood shows a collection of beach hoppers that are probably furious that I exposed them to the light. These creatures are also known as sand fleas and are amphipods, meaning they're crustaceans that don't have that large, hard upper shell called a carapace. And they don't bite people like fleas do. This area is just swamped with greenery. Creeping all over the place is this Cape ivy. Cape ivy is an invasive species to this area. It's native to South Africa. Just like gumweed, this plant is in the Asteraceae family. This is a garden nasturtium. All right, if you look out in the water, you can see this special business convention of brown pelicans. These big and constantly hungry birds are just relaxing out there together. Actually, I think these pelicans are chilling, so it's probably more of a spa day than a business convention. These guys like fish. They eat fish. But that's definitely not the only thing on the menu. I mean, pelicans will probably eat anything that moves given an easy opportunity. Now I'm going to head down to the actual ocean. What could be more beautiful than a windswept Monterey pine being swept by the wind? If healthy and undisturbed, these beauties can live 80 to 90 years. I hope I'm healthy and undisturbed and can live 80 to 90 years. It's super windy and the waves are going crazy. Let's cross the rocks. A bunch of seaweed here. I don't know what it all is. I didn't really take a close look. It was getting really windy. So I was really more concerned about getting hit with a sleeper wave. Under a rock, I found a yellow shore crab. Though they're called yellow shore crabs, their color can vary greatly. The carapace, which is the larger portion of the shell, Can be shades of green, yellow, or brown, or a mix of these colors. I'm sure there are people out there that would discourage lifting rocks at the beach or tide pools, but I'll always do it. I've been doing it since I was born, and I'll be doing it till the end of my days. Well, just like my mother always told me, just put the rocks back after you pick them up. This shell belongs to a chitin. I suspect a mossy chitin was the original owner. Mossy chitins are mollusks that blend in with the rocks and seaweed to protect themselves from predators. They are bilaterally symmetrical and have beautiful blue-green shells. If you look carefully, you can find them attached to rocks and in tide pools. This is Ganesh. And here we find a western seagull. There are several types of gulls in this area. This particular specimen looks fed up with the world. On the sandy shore of the beach, I found some bull kelp washed up. This is edible kelp, and the stem can resemble a bullwhip. It's a brown macroalgae. It's also got some yellow and green. Brown is actually a darker shade of orange. Most people don't make that connection in their mind. And here are some absolutely beautiful high tide waves. Thank you so very much for watching. That's it for today.